Yes, good morning, my dear children.
Good morning.
Today we are going to discuss exercise 4.4 concepts. Exercise is the screen clear, my dear children? Is the screen clear? Is it visible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. Okay. All of you observe these points, my dear children.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. Ma. Observe all these points, my dear children. Observe all these points carefully. Observe all these points carefully. How many points I have given here?
So
A,
5
B,
order 5.
C, D, E. Huh? How many points I have given here? 5
5.
points.
5.
5 points. Namely, A, B, C, D, and E. And again, if you observe these points very deeply, if you observe these points very deeply, there is a common point. Can you observe? Can you tell me what is the
Sir,
common?
0. So 0.
What is zero?
Good morning, sir.
What is
So
zero?
Y. Y.
Yes,
So why?
yes. That is the answer. I am waiting from you. That is the answer. I am waiting from you. If you observe all these points, their y coordinates are 0. Their y coordinates are 0. Yes or no? This is a common
Yes,
property
sir.
of all these points. Here also y coordinate 0, 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 here also y coordinate is 0. Now let us plot all these points. Let us plot all these points. Minus 3 comma 0. Here, see here minus 3 comma 0. It lies on
We should do it in the graph sheet.
yes, graph sheet only.
Okay,
You
sir.
should practice, you should write in graph book only. This exercise is also in the graph book only. Exercise 4.4 notes also in the graph book only. Okay, madam. So A point minus 3 comma 0. Here x coordinate is minus 3, y coordinate is 0. So on x axis we focus on minus 3. Where is minus 3 here? Scale is also important. On x axis, it is a must for every graph sheet. On x axis, 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. On y axis, 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. I have taken like this. Now, minus 3 comma 0 here. Point A lies here. Where does this point A lies? Tell me, where does the point lie here? Observe where this point A lies.
Sir, in the second quadrant.
On negative x-axis. Yes or no? On negative x-axis. Now come to the point B, 1, comma 0. Plot this point 1, comma 0 on the graph sheet. Here x coordinate is 1, so y coordinate is 0 here. So here we plot point B. Where does the point lie? B? Where?
So in positive
Good morning, sir.
x-axis.
The positive x-axis.
It lies on a positive x-axis. Very good. C point, ordered pair 5, comma 0. Let us plot this point also. So here 5, comma 0.
Sir, in this point, I think everything will lie in
Yeah.
x-axis only. Sir.
Yes. Point D, ordered pair 7, comma 0. Ordered pair 7, comma 0. Here the point D, 7, comma 0. Next, finally we take point E, ordered pair 9, comma 0. Ordered pair 9, comma 0. If you observe all these points A, B, C, D, E, after plotting all these points, if you join all these points, on which line they are lying, on which line they are lying?
X-axis.
X-axis, very good, x-axis. If you observe all these points lie what happened?
Sir, sometimes when you are talking, your voice is not audible, sir.
Are you not, am I not audible?
No, sir, you are audible.
Okay, it's okay. So here,
Sir, but
observe, yes,
nothing, sir.
yes. So here we give the equation of this line. This equation of this line is y is equal to 0. Equation of this line is y is equal to 0. Okay, so equation of x-axis, you see it is nothing but x-axis. So remember that point, equation of x-axis is y is equal to 0. Remember this point, my children. They will ask you equation of y-axis, equation of x-axis is y is equal to 0. Similarly, let us take another example.
Sir, we must plot it in the same graph or different graph, sir.
Let us plot in the separate graph, in the separate graph sheet. Okay, see example 2. Okay, P is equal to ordered pair 0, comma 1, 0, comma minus 2, 0, comma minus 5, 0, comma 4. This is Q. This is point R. This is point S. This is point T. 0, comma minus 6. U 0, comma 10. Like this, I have taken some points P, Q, R, S, T, U. Let us plot all these points on a graph sheet and let us join all these points. Okay, let us join all these points. Some students have not submitted 5 graphs so far. They have not yet submitted. Shall I call them to the school? My dear children, some students did not submit 5 graphs yet. They are enjoying a lot. They are not doing the work sincerely and seriously. Shall I call them to the school? Shall I call them to the school? They have not submitted 5 graphs. Long back, I gave the work, I assigned the work, but they have not submitted yet. Shall I call them to the school? Now come to this question, example 2. P is equal to ordered pair 0, 1. Ordered pair 0, 1. Janesh 4.4, fourth question. Fourth question. In that question, have they given to draw the graph or not, Janesh? Janesh, have you read the question completely? Previously also I told you many times. First of all, read the question completely. First of all, read the question completely. Janesh, have you read the question completely? 4.3, exercise 4.3. That only I am telling you. Janesh, exercise 4.3, question number 4. Have you read the question completely or not? Tell me. Have they asked to draw the graph? Have they asked to draw the graph for that question? Janesh.
Yes, sir.
I did not draw the graph. It is your work. I have explained how to draw the graph, to take the plot or to take the points, and how to plot the points on a graph sheet. I cannot explain each and every question.
Sir, we should draw in classwork or in graph note.
Graph book. Where do you draw the graph? In classwork notes, will you draw the graph? Why do you ask these silly questions, my dear Janesh? Will you draw the graph in a classwork notebook? Will you draw the graph in a classwork notebook or in a graph sheet? Now come to this question. Yes. Ordered pair 0, 4. Next T, ordered pair 0, minus 6. 0, minus 6 here. T point. 0, minus 6. And U, ordered pair 0, 10. 0, 10. What do you observe in all these points? Is there any common point here? Is there any common point for all these ordered pairs? Tell me the common point.
0.
What is 0? X coordinate, not only xm. It is not a variable here. In this graph sheet, we don't say simply x coordinate. Here, x coordinate is 0. Here, if you observe all these points, if you observe all these ordered pairs, here x coordinate is 0. Therefore, if you join all these points, after plotting all these points, you get a straight line. Is it not a straight line? Then what is this equation of this line? X is equal to 0. X is equal to 0 is equation of y-axis. X is equal to 0. X is equal to 0 is equation of y-axis, because every point on the y-axis, every point, not of x is equal to 0. Yes, x is equal to 0 is a equation of y-axis. Therefore, we write here conclusion. All these points lie on y-axis. All these points on y-axis, because their x coordinates are 0. So they lie on y-axis. So if you join all these points, you get a straight line. By joining, you get a straight line. That is nothing but y-axis. Therefore, equation of y-axis is x is equal to 0. Please remember this point. In MCQ questions, they will ask you equation of x-axis. What is the equation of x-axis? What is the equation of y-axis? Okay. This is the first graph, and this is the second. Okay. Second one. I will post you. Don't worry about it. I will post these graph sheets also in the Google Classroom. Okay. Now come to the next example. Now observe all these points carefully, my children. Is there any common property? A is equal to ordered pair 3 comma minus 3. B is equal to ordered pair 4 comma minus 3. C is equal to ordered pair 6 comma minus 3. D is equal to ordered pair minus 1 comma minus 3. E is equal to ordered pair minus 4 comma minus 3. Observe these points carefully. Is there any common property?
So on y-axis,
What is that?
the minus 3.
What is minus 3 here in this ordered pairs?
Sir, in y-axis.
Y coordinate, not y-axis. Don't say
The y
y-axis.
coordinate.
It is y coordinate. In all these points, if you observe all these points, y coordinate is the same. That is minus 3. Let us plot all these points and we join them. Let us join them also. Okay. Let us join these points also. Then let us see what is the line we get here. What is the line we get? Let us plot all these points. Okay. Have you read the message in the WhatsApp, my dear children? In the WhatsApp as well as in the Google
Yes, sir.
Classroom, I have posted a message. Have you read the message?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
What you understood? Yes. What did you understand by reading that message?
Sir, in PA2, the plotting of graphs is for 3 marks.
Yes.
So please be ready with the graph sheets. Okay. I mentioned clearly, if you don't get graph book from school side, you should purchase. So this is a scale on x-axis and y-axis respectively. Now let us plot these points. A ordered pair 3 comma minus 3. Ordered pair 3 comma minus 3 here. 3 comma minus 3 here. A 3 comma minus 3. B ordered pair 4 comma minus 3. Ordered pair 4 comma minus 3. This is B point. This is A point. 4 comma minus 3. Next C ordered pair 6 comma minus 3. Ordered pair 6 comma minus 3. This is point C. 6 comma minus 3. Next ordered D point ordered pair minus 1 comma minus 3. Minus 1 comma minus 3. Sorry. Minus 1 comma minus 3. This is point D. Next point E. Ordered pair minus 4 comma minus 3. Minus 4 comma minus 3. So here. After plotting all these points A, B, C, D, E, let us join all these points. Let us join all these points. Do you get a straight line or not? After joining these 2 points, what is the graph of this curve? A straight line. Yes or no?
Straight
What is
line.
the graph of this curve? It is a straight line. Now let us give the name. It is parallel to x-axis, and here we have observed every y coordinate of every ordered pair is minus 3. Yes or no? So equation of this line is y is equal to minus 3. Y is equal to minus 3 is said to be equation of this line, which is parallel to x-axis. Y is equal to minus 3 is a line parallel to x-axis. How many units from x-axis? Tell me. How many units of distance from x-axis? Tell me. This line, how many units of distance?
So 3.
Yes, very good. At a distance of 3 units below the x-axis. Yes or no? The distance of this line from x-axis is 3 units below the x-axis. Understood this example? This is equation of, what is the equation of this line? Tell me, what is the equation of this line? What is the equation of this line?
Sir, equation of x-axis is parallel. Equation of y-axis is parallel to x-axis, sir.
What I'm asking here, what is the equation of this line? What is the equation of this line? I wrote here clearly on the
The
graph
y
sheet.
equal to
So
minus.
y equal to minus 3.
That only I'm asking. That only I'm asking. Are you observing or not? Just I'm asking the questions. Whatever I'm writing, I wrote here on the graph sheet. I'm asking some questions based on this data only. Based on this data only, I'm asking here. What is the equation of this line? I wrote here clearly y is equal to minus 3. Here also I wrote here y is equal to minus 3. So if you observe this line, it is parallel to x-axis. This line y is equal to minus 3 is parallel to x-axis at a distance of 3 units from the origin. At a distance of 3 units from the origin below the x-axis. Yes or no? It is below the origin. This line is below the origin and it is parallel to x-axis and at a distance of 3 units from the origin or 3 units from the x-axis. Understood this one? Okay. Now let us take another example. Let us take another example.
Sir, we no need to write any equation for that.
Have you not written? So
Sir, can you move it little right side, sir?
after plotting all these points on the graph sheet, and join them. We have joined all these points. Then we get a straight line. What is the graph of this curve? It is a straight line. Graph of this curve, it is a straight line. Okay, so it is a straight line. Then we get a straight line. This straight line is parallel to x-axis. And at a distance of from the origin, it is at a distance of 3 units from the origin. Okay, and it is below the origin. The straight line is below the origin or below the x-axis. We can say the straight line is below the x-axis or below the origin. Okay, understood this example?
Sir, in exam also we must write these sentences, sir.
If they asked you, you have to write it according to the question number. If you read the question carefully, understand the question carefully. If they asked these points, then you should write.
Okay, sir.
Therefore, equation of the line is, what is the equation of the line? What is the common property here? Y is equal to minus 3. Y is equal to minus 3 is the equation of this line. Y is equal to minus 3 is the equation of this line. Okay. So now let us take another example. Example 4. P is equal to okay 5 comma 0 5 comma minus 1 Q point or 5 comma minus 4 yes 5 comma 3 T 5 comma 5. Now let us locate all these points on the graph sheet. Let us locate all these points on the graph sheet. If you observe all these points, what is the common property here? What is the common property here? Tell me.
So the x-axis is 5.
Not x-axis, Amma. Why are you telling?
So the x-coordinate is 5.
X-coordinate. Don't tell x-axis here. We have not taken axis. We have not taken axis. These are coordinates, x-coordinate, y-coordinate. They are called x-coordinate, y-coordinate. Don't exchange the words. Now let us write scale. Scale. On x-axis, 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. On y-axis, 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. So like this, I have taken the scale on x-axis 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, minus 9. And y-axis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Here, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, minus 9, minus 10, minus 11, minus 12. So I have marked the numbers. I have labeled the numbers on x-axis and y-axis. Let us plot all these points on this graph sheet. P is equal to ordered pair 5, 0. P is equal to ordered pair 5, 0. Let us plot this point on the graph sheet. 5, 0. Where it lies? Here on x-axis. P 5, 0. Next Q. Ordered pair 5, minus 1. Ordered pair 5, minus 1. We have to locate ordered pair 5, minus 1. So on x-axis y, here on y-axis here minus 1. This is Q. 5, minus 1. Next point R. 5, minus 4. Ordered pair 5, minus 4. So 5 minus 4 here. This is point R, 5, minus 4. Next, yes, ordered pair 5, 3. Ordered pair 5, 3. So on x-axis 5, on y-axis 3 units like this. This is point S, 5, 3. And after that, T, point T, 5, 5. 5, 5. So here 5, 5. We have plotted all these 5 points on this graph sheet. We have plotted all these 5 points on the graph sheet. Now let us join all these points. Let us join all these points. So here we are joining all these points. You can draw completely. Okay, ma. Don't stop by this point or don't stop this by this point. You can extend on either side. Okay. So like this. Keep arrow marks on either sides. On either sides. What is the graph of this curve? What is the graph of this curve? Wait, what is the graph of this curve? What is the name of this graph? Is it a straight line or not?
It is a straight line.
This is a graph of these points joining these points. So this is a straight line. Then what is the equation of this straight line? Now let us write. X is equal to, because if you observe all these points, x coordinate is the same. What is x coordinate here? 5. So x is equal to 5 is the equation of this graph or equation of this straight line. This is called equation of this graph or equation of this straight line. Now let us write the points here. After locating the points on the graph sheet, join them. We get a graph. We get that is a straight line. That graph is nothing but a straight line. It is a straight line. This straight line see, observe this graph. How this straight line is? Is it parallel to y-axis or not?
Yes,
Is it this line is parallel to y-axis?
yes, sir.
So this straight line is parallel to y-axis and at a distance of how many
Sir,
units?
can you move it right side, sir?
How many units from the origin? This line.
Sir.
How many units of distance from the origin?
So 5
5
units.
units.
So it is at a distance of 5 units. And it is right side of the origin. This straight line is right side of the origin. Okay, my children. So, and the equation of this line. Equation of this line. What is the equation of this line? Can you tell me? By observing this graph, what is the equation of this line? Yes, very good, Amma, Nikita. X is equal to 5. X is equal to 5. So they will ask you indirectly, the equation, the line is given, x is equal to 5. What is the distance of this line from the origin? What is the distance of this line from the origin? Tell me.
So 5 units.
Yes. Now, what is the distance of this line from the origin?
So 3 units.
Yes, 3 units. Don't say minus 3 units. We don't measure the distance in negative units. 3 units only. Don't say minus 3 units. Okay.
So once can you show the last graph, sir? 1 minute, sir.
Okay.
So the writings.
Writing side.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So finally, in this exercise, we discuss equations of lines parallel to x-axis and y-axis. Okay. These are the points we have discussed. What are the points? Equations of lines parallel to the x-axis and y-axis. Equation of y-axis. What is the equation of y-axis? Tell me. X is equal to 0. Second point, equation of x-axis. Equation of x-axis is y is equal to 0. Next point, equation of the line parallel to x-axis. Equation of the line parallel to x-axis and at a distance of a units from the origin is y is equal to a. This is the equation of the line parallel to x-axis and at a distance of a units from the origin. Okay. And the next point, equation of the line parallel to y-axis. Equation of the line parallel to y-axis and at a distance of k units from the origin is x is equal to k. These are the points we have to remember, these 4 points. Based on these 4 points, questions will be asked. Okay, my children.
Sir, even we must write it in the graph, no, sir. Like.
And the graph notes only. In the graph notes.
So no, sir. For the previous graphs and all, we wrote no, sir. In that graph itself, we wrote y equal to 0 like that and all.
Y is equal to 0. Have we written or not?
Yes, sir.
Right. See here, I wrote here. Equation of x-axis is y is equal to 0.
Sir, even on the graph we wrote, no, sir.
So here I wrote here, see, y is equal to 0. Here I wrote. On the graph you should write equation. Here also I wrote y is equal to -3. On both sides I wrote here. For this graph also I wrote here x is equal to 5. X is equal to 5. One side is enough. You should write x is equal to 5. See, I wrote here x is equal to 5. Okay. Now
Okay, sir.
do the sums in the exercise 4.4. There are only 2 sums. Please try the 2 sums, my dear children. If you have any doubts, ask your doubts and get your doubts clarified. Only 2 sums are there. Once you go through these notes, go through the textbook also, 76, 77, 75, 76 and 77 pages. Once you go through the pages in the textbook and see these examples also, Okay, my children. And do the two sums. If you have any doubts, ask your doubts and get your doubts clarified. Tomorrow, I'm going to start new chapter, that is Heron's formula, chapter 5. Heron's formula, sorry, not chapter 5.
Sir, this chapter 12.
12th chapter. I'm going to start 12th chapter tomorrow, Heron's formula. Okay. In the meantime, you should complete the work. You should complete your classwork notes if any pending is there. Before PA2 exam, you should complete everything and you should submit. Otherwise, you will be called to the school and you have to write the classwork notes here only after
Sir,
submitting.
for 4.4 exercises, it must be drawn in graph, sir.
In graph only, ma. 4.4
Okay,
also on graph sheet only. The two sums, do it on graph sheet only. 4.4 questions, 4.4, 2 questions, do it on graph sheet only. Now the time is 9 past 50 minutes, my dear children. Now you can take rest. Take care of your health, my dear children.
Thank you, sir.
Stay at home, stay safe, and sanitize your hands frequently.
Thank you, sir.
And maintain social distance of 2 units away from others. And whoever not yet submitted graph sheets, 5 graph sheets, submit it fast. Otherwise, I will call you to the school. After submitting the graph sheets only, I will send them back. Please remember this point.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Thank you, ma. Thank you all. Thank you all, my dear children.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my dear children. Thank you. What, my dear Tinson and Sakshi? Where are you staying back? Still online? Ma Sakshi. Sakshi. Are you there online or not? Sakshi. You are not responding to my questions. Ma Sakshi. I'm removing you from the meeting.